In Galactic Explorers, players will explore the planets of System X-23 of the Sombrero Galaxy, extract resources from them, and at the same time compete to fulfill the objectives of the space corporations.
The X-23 system is composed of 5 different planets, 2 space stations, 2 asteroid fields, and 3 space cards. At the beginning of the game, 4 corporation objectives for resource collection will be selected. There are 2 different types of cards which players will have in hand and will need to manage. The energy cards and multi-use cards showing 1 color of planet and 1 type of resource. The core mechanism of the game is an innovative hand management system with 4 draw piles. Players both place and draw cards from these piles. They must discard their used energy cards into a specific pile depending on whether they have taken a short, medium or long voyage or whether they performed a resource extraction action. Then they replenish their hand by drawing all cards from one adjacent pile. In this way, the action you choose depends both on the cards currently in your hand and on which draw pile you want to replenish from.
On their turn, a player may perform one of the following 3 actions. The first possible action is to voyage, which means travel with their ship to a new location. To do a short voyage, what means moving 1 step with your ship, costs 1 energy card. A medium voyage, which means 2 steps, costs 2 energy cards, and a long voyage 3 or more. In this example, the player decided to go to the red planet, so he must play 1 red planet card to his logbook, move 2 steps, and discards 2 energy cards to the medium voyage pile. Then he must decide to take all the cards from the short voyage pile or the long voyage pile. Replenish the empty pile with a new card, and his turn ends. The next possible action is extract resources where the player's ship is currently located. To do so, they need to play matching planet cards and spend 1 energy card for each planet card played. These cards are placed in their warehouse as extracted resources. Energy cards used are placed to the extraction pile. And at the end of this turn, the player replenishes their hand from an adjacent draw pile.
If the player does not wish to take the voyage or extract resources actions, they may instead take the Dream Big action, which consists of taking all the cards from a single draw pile of their choice. That is their entire turn. After completing their turn, a player who has more than 5 cards in hand may discard exactly 5 cards to the discard pile in order to take an extra turn. The end game is triggered when a player has visited all 5 planets or when the draw deck is exhausted. At this point, the current round is completed and the final scoring takes place. Players earn points as follows: 1 point for each planet in their logbook, in this case 5 points. 1 point for each resource in their play area, including the logbook, the warehouse, and any extracted from asteroids, in this case 11 points, plus the points from the common corporate objectives. There are 2 types of objectives: best performing player wins the points type, and win points depending on how many resources of a given type the players have collected. For exemplifying different situations that could take place during the gameplay, we are going to show a couple of things which are interesting features to understand how the game works. In this case, the blue player performed a medium voyage action moving from the red planet to the green planet, and so spending 2 energy cards, placing a green planet card in their logbook and moving their ship to the green planet. In this case, 2 players are present in the same planet. When this happens, if the top card of the green player warehouse matches the color of the planet where the ships are, the blue player could steal this resource card from the other player. This results in a fun interaction that makes players keep an eye on what the others are doing.
Another relevant thing is the interaction with the asteroid field cards. To voyage through or to an asteroid card, players always must play an additional energy card to represent the difficulties of traveling through the asteroid fields. Also, there is one resource type of each type on each asteroid field, and the first player to arrive can choose which resource to collect. This is a strategic part of the game, as players will be competing to gather certain types of resources to win the most points from the corporation objectives.